Well, shalom, everybody, and I do say shalom because if you're listening to me, you have to be one that can hear our King. What I'd like to do today, though, right now, in between the videos I've been bringing about the unbelieving spouse, is that there's a lot of people out here, a lot of brothers, sister wannabes, or gonna-bees, those that are brothers and sisters especially, because the feasts are coming up. There's a lot of illness going on. Satan doesn't like you to enjoy the feast, and I'm going to tell you, here's something that everyone can do. Get yourself a clove or two of garlic and cut off the very end of it there, you know, the part where the root would come out. Just cut it off. Okay? You can leave the skin on it if you want. Just cut the end off, and this will last you for quite some time. It'll give you a lot of protection. See, this is a green herb, and I know you're probably laughing, saying, well, I must really be colorblind. But it's not that I'm so colorblind. If you planted this, then the top would grow up green. Okay, it would be green. And it would eventually, especially in the second year of growing, it would grow a flower on there and it would produce seed. And in Genesis 1, it talks about the green herb with the seed is for our food. It's for our healing. And if you were to cut off the top, or the bottom actually, because that's where the root comes out, this is where the green top would come out. But the bottom, if you cut it off, just cut it off so that it opens up the garlic. What that's going to do is allow allicin to start producing crazily within this here garlic. It's kind of like if you cut your finger, you know, zip. I don't have a knife here and I'm not going to show you, but if you cut your finger, zip, and then it grew a scab on there. Now, also, if you start bleeding profusely, and I'm not saying to cut yourself, I'm saying if you do some other time cut yourself and you start bleeding and it's pretty bad or whatever, the best things to put on a wound like that is cayenne pepper. Cayenne, that's right. Same stuff that if you're really cold in the wintertime, you can go ahead and put cayenne pepper into your socks, and it will keep your feet warm because it opens up circulation. There's a lot of benefit in herbs and spices. But the allicin is that grows in the garlic is like the scab that comes on your holy temple. It's a protection. The allicin that's produced in garlic is so beneficial for your system, your holy temple. It's amazing. And if you cut off the very end of that and you stick it into your pillowcase, okay? I don't know where that big, there it is. But you stick it in your pillowcase. That's all you got to do. It shouldn't do any staining. If it does, I apologize. But what it does for you is it will help you to sleep. The aromas, especially for those that have cancer and things of this sort that are having problems eating. They lost their appetite and such. The garlic from the allicin being inhaled and going into the brain and throughout your every cell, for those that are starving and they just don't feel the desire to eat, it will boost that desire because garlic does it. Garlic is offensive when it's on the breath of people a lot of times because that individual isn't eating garlic. If a husband and wife eat garlic, they don't notice it. Okay? Families that eat garlic, they don't notice it. It's other people that do. But families that eat garlic are families that are usually a whole lot more healthy. And if you put this in your pillowcase and you sleep with it, it will purify the air around you. It will trigger things in the brain to send out certain things to the hypothalamus, which is the greatest pharmaceutical company in the entire universe, in every human being, and it produces chemicals that are addictive even, such as anger, jealousy, strife, murder, rage, revenge, but it also triggers things when you get those addictions under control, which this can help. Everything that's righteous can help to bring it down to where you show compassion and mercy and love, and the things that our King says that he's going to show mercy on who he's going to show mercy on. And if you're showing mercy to others, if you're merciful, then you're going to have mercy on you. So pass on the thing about the garlic. There's very few listen to me. You can tell your mama, you can tell your uncle, you can tell your aunt or your cousin or people on the job if they're coming down with an illness, because, you know, whether they believe or not, that's why I became a reverend, you know, for health and healing. I'm a minister of the Genesis 2 Church. I don't promote so much as I used to the MMS, because it's harder and harder to get a hold of. And MMS is the greatest end result for many. I don't sell it. I do promote it. And if you have cancers and such, you can be healed of it. But there's also other things you can be healed from as well. And that's like sauerkraut, fermented vegetables. First thing I did when I woke up today, feeling not too great, because I don't know what's in the air or the atmosphere. But there's something going on that I'm not sure of. A lot of people getting sick. And I figured, you know, starting the day off with tomatoes that are fermented was a great idea. And it is, because it's really built me up a bit, but I'm still rather tired, and that's why I wanted to bring this here on the garlic fermented foods. Please get eating them. If you believe in our King, you know, if you believe in these laws and commandments, you need to build up the intestinal fortitude within yourself that is your immune system. This here helps externally as well as internally. The vapors from this, and also if you took like a yellow onion and you cut it up and quartered it and you put it in a jar, and it might get a little strong, you know, some suggest you just cut off the ends or cut it in half and put a half in a jar. If you cut it up a little bit more, because there's a lot more in the air than when they first had said to go ahead and do this. There's things that are multiplied now, E. coli's out there. If you get sick, okay, with E. coli or food poisoning or anything of this sort where you start getting deathly ill, please, first thing you do, right after you call 911 or whatever you got to do, make some cinnamon tea. It may keep you alive until you get to where they give you antibiotics to kill off your entire system. Same thing as chemotherapy. It kills off every cell in your body. Now, I'm not saying that the antibiotics kill off every cell. No. They kill off the things in your gut that should be healthy. Please, if you're new to the faith, do an intestinal cleanse. Okay? You need to get cleaned out of all the things of your past. The disciples went up to the temple. It shows it in the alleged New Testament where they went up to the temple and they were cleansed for the feasts. Well, there's no reason why you shouldn't be cleansed the entire year. Between feasts, after feasts, before feasts, you know. Cut off the end, and you can keep slicing this. Every time it starts drying out on you, just slice off a very little so the air gets back to the garlic. And one clove will last you a long time, but it can keep away fevers, it can keep away flus. Another thing, if you start having a cold or a flu or something coming on you that's not normal, eat at least 2 teaspoons. It's best with 2 tablespoons if you really know there's like a disease being spread out there. I mean, if all of a sudden you start feeling down and you don't hear of a lot of people getting sick, please at least take a teaspoon to 2 teaspoons of black pepper. It's best if you got peppercorns and you grind it, okay? And it might wear your arms down. You feel like Popeye at the end, but get yourself at least 1 teaspoon to 2 teaspoons. It's best, especially if you hear somebody you know out there, and a lot of somebody starting to get sick and they have symptoms that you're coming down with. Oh, take 2 tablespoons of black pepper immediately. Do it and mix it up in some ketchup or something. If that's what you like, put it on French fries, gobble them down quick. Put it in some mashed potatoes. It doesn't take many mashed potatoes to mix up the garlic. Swallow it down quick as you can, because some people don't like the black pepper, but the black pepper is very beneficial for your body. Okay, so with this, I'm going to go ahead and shut this video down. If you're feeling ill, please remember the garlic. You could also slice onions and put it in your socks, okay? And it will draw out fevers and such. These are very simple things that you most likely have around your home already. And if you need, in any kind of circumstance, like I say, if you get food poisoning, E. coli, whatever, something that affects you severely, go ahead and take cinnamon, put it into a tea. You know, don't do like those goofballs, you know, trying to take a whole teaspoon or whatever of cinnamon straight. No, make a tea out of it real quick, put some honey in it, not when it's really, really, really hot, but when it starts cooling down so you can drink it, put some honey in there as well. Honey is excellent on killing E. coli and all these other ailments. If you took honey and you put it on glass, and they've done the experiments already. This is my apple prune tea, by the way. This is the first day of the Feast of Tabernacles, 2018. Praise our Heavenly Father through His righteous Son. And if you put honey on glass, they've done this experiment, honey actually pulls out moisture from the glass. And that's what it does to diseases, to your bacteria, your viruses, the unhealthy ones. It will suck the water, the essence, right out of them, kill them in their tracks. Allicin's what you need, that's in garlic, to help your sleep. Little lavender as well. If you make a little satchel of lavender, if you can get a hold of some, if you got it in your garden or whatever, for future reference, you know, after this great day here, this Feast of Tabernacles, the first day of it, get on eBay or whatever and order a little bit of lavender, you know, the flowers or whatever. You could probably find it in most stores, you know, that are health food stores or whatever. They probably got lavender, maybe in an extravagant cost, you know, so Amazon or eBay or whatever might be cool. Excuse me. I hope I'm not coming down with something other than empathy and concern. But, you know, the lavender will help you sleep as well. Keep it around your bed. Remember, onions chopped up in a jar next to your bed will keep the air purified, as will the garlic. Keep it in your pillowcase, man. You know, it will help you immensely. It cures a lot of things, and you don't have to worry about getting bit by vampires, you know, so I think it's a pretty cool deal. So I say shalom to y'all. I hope to get up this other video before I put this one up, if I'm not too tired. We'll see. Shabbat shalom, and a great first day of Tabernacles to you.